it's been a while, everyone, but I figured I needed to do this video for this particular movie that has come out. I've had quite a few questions on what my thoughts are on this particular film, and that particular film is Creed, starring Sylvester Stallone and Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler. This is going to be an interesting video because did I like the movie? Yes. Was it a good continuation of the Rocky saga? That's where things get interesting, and hopefully you'll stay for the whole review because I'm going to review the movie as just a general movie, and then I'm going to review the movie as part of the Rocky saga. So let's go ahead and get started. This movie was directed by Ryan Coogler, kind of a new director who had directed a movie called Fruitvale Station, which was kind of critically acclaimed. And I have to say that he directed this film very well. I really can't think of anything in particular that I didn't like as far as his directing goes. In fact, some of it was downright awesome. The fight that he has, Adonis Creed, his first fight was done all in one shot, and that's kind of the thing now is to do these tracking shots through movies. Gravity had a tracking shot, The Revenant had a tracking shot. This was good, and sometimes they can fake it. I didn't see a fake. I looked kind of hard, and I didn't see any kind of camera trickery to pull that off. It's possible that there were some, but I didn't see it. That was great. That entire shot was just awesome. The actors and actresses, they all did fantastic. I thought the way that Coogler directed them was good. I think that in any film, as far as how he did it, from what I'm reading, is that, they did take after take and saw what worked. They do, 7 takes of this and say, they change it up a little bit and then say, okay, I think this worked the best. And I think that's the best way to do filmmaking, to try different things and see what works out the best. So kudos to Ryan Coogler. I thought he did an amazing job. This was kind of a love letter, I guess is what you'd call it, to his father, who had passed away. He was always a big Rocky fan, and he took a few years to talk Sylvester Stallone into doing this film because Stallone didn't want to do it. And I thought he did a very good job in bridging the Rocky saga into this movie. I mean, I think they reference every single Rocky film in this movie. So it definitely felt like it was in the Rocky universe. So good job, Ryan Coogler. So, let's talk about the acting. You have Sylvester Stallone reprising his role as Rocky Balboa. And this man won a Golden Globe and a Screen Actors Guild Award for his part in this film and was nominated for an Oscar, although he didn't win. And a lot of people thought that was kind of a big upset, but, whatever. Yeah, for Stallone to be nominated for an Oscar 40 years after he was nominated for the same character, I mean, that was pretty amazing. And I thought he did do a fantastic job in this movie. What can you say? I mean, he's played Rocky for 40 years, and he knows the character. He had some really emotional scenes in this film, and I definitely was choking back tears, if you can imagine that. Me crying at a Rocky movie? What? I cry at all the Rocky movies. No. But anyway, so yeah, Stallone, did awesome. And I got to give props to Michael B. Jordan, who played Adonis Creed. I thought he did a fantastic job. I've read mixed reviews on how people felt that he played the character, but I didn't find any problems with it. I thought he brought it to the role, and he had a couple good emotional scenes, one in the jail, and then at the end of the film when he, says he, doesn't blame his dad for, leaving him. But yeah, he was great in it, and the supporting cast, which would be Tessa Thompson, which was his love interest, she was fine, nothing special. I didn't feel that the relationship between Adonis and I can't even think of Tessa's character's name off the bat. Bianca, maybe? But I didn't feel like their relationship was as meaningful, I guess, as Rocky and Adrian's, but that could just be a change of the times. You really felt that Rocky and Adrian loved each other by the end of the first movie. These guys were in love for sure, but yeah, I don't know. It wasn't the driving force of the film, so it was okay. The driving force of the film was the relationship between Adonis and Rocky, in my opinion. So that was fine. I had no problems with that. And then Felicia Rashid, I think that's how you say her name, Claire Huxtable. She did great. I almost wanted to have some more scenes with her, especially like a scene between her and Rocky. I thought would have been a good addition, but she did fine. No problems there. And pretty Ricky Conlon, he was kind of a, I don't know, as these movies went along, they were kind of the opponents became a little bit more forgettable, I guess I would say. He was fine. I didn't have any problems with him, but when you think of the opponents in the Rocky films, he's going to be at the bottom of the list along with Mason Dixon. But he was fine. So as a movie, Creed was really good. I mean, I would give Creed a 9 out of 10. I thought it was that good. I really, I watched the movie 3 times. That's actually one reason why this review is coming out later, because I saw it twice in the theater, and it just came out on Blu-ray and DVD, and this is the Target Steelbook version, which I picked up. But I wanted to watch it a 3rd time just so it could kind of sink in. If I had to nitpick, the one nitpick I probably had in the entire film was the one scene where Adonis is running down the street with the bikes and the 4-wheelers. They were trying to duplicate. I know what Ryan Coogler was going for. They were trying to duplicate the Rocky run and then running up the steps. I didn't feel it at all. I thought it was awkward. I understand that in Philadelphia there is, and they talk about it in the film, Rocky's like, yeah, this is something that they do with the bikes and the 4-wheelers, but, which is fine. I just didn't feel, I thought that was very awkward. Like, that one part of the movie kind of took me out of the film. The road was, at least the way they filmed it, it didn't look like it was like some steep road. I mean, I think they were trying to, have it be a hill, or like show that this is a hill and that it's a tough run. But, this is a nitpick. I'd still give the movie a 9 out of 10. So, now I want to talk about the film as a Rocky movie. And this is what I think most of my fans are interested in. How I felt about the film as a Rocky film. And this is tough because I did not want this movie to happen. Now that it's out, I still feel that I kind of wish they wouldn't have done it. And from the get-go, when I heard this movie was coming out, right away I said, there is no way that this film could top the ending of Rocky Balboa. No way at all, in my opinion. Rocky Balboa, to me, was the perfect ending to the entire saga. There's no other way that they could have done it differently for it to turn out any better, in my opinion. The way that film ended was just phenomenal, and it ended the Rocky character perfectly. He was happy, and he could live out the rest of his life. And so when this film was being talked about being made, I said, I can't believe they're doing this. I'm like, this is a mistake. And Rocky gets sick in this film, and I was like, no. I'm like, come on, don't do this, to the character. And so they did, and the movie came out. Now, again, Stallone was awesome, as usual. He acted great in this film. But when Creed ended, we're left at a point where we have no idea what's going to turn out for Rocky, like, in his life. We have no idea. Like, he's fighting his sickness. and that's it. He chooses to fight the sickness, and that's it. So we have no idea now, like, okay, is he going to win this fight, or is he going to be dead next year? We have no idea. And Creed 2, which has been talked about happening now since Creed was so successful, there's talk all over the place. We don't know if Ryan Coogler is going to direct it. We have no idea if Sylvester Stallone is going to return, which means that Creed 2 could stand on its own and be a complete story dedicated to just the Adonis character without Rocky in it at all. Now, in my opinion, if they do that, they're going to kill off the Rocky character. In fact, if Stallone is in Creed 2, I think that they're going to kill off the character. Will it be good drama? Yes. Will Stallone do an awesome job? Yes. Do I want to see that? This is me personally. Do I want to see that? No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And that was part of my problem with Creed. I want to say it was kind of... I felt like the message of Rocky Balboa was kind of clouded over in Creed. You know, in Rocky Balboa, you know, the whole point of that film was, you know, and Rocky says it himself, you think you should stop trying new things because you've had too many birthdays? Like, no, like, Rocky wanted to be relevant still, you know? He didn't feel like he was relevant, and, you know, he had this built-up anger inside that he wanted to get out, which he did at the end of Rocky Balboa. He proved that he was still relevant, and I think at the end of that movie, he was at peace, and that's where I would have loved to leave it. I wish we would have just left it there. But then we had this movie come out, and in this movie, Rocky is telling Adonis, I can't do that stuff no more. You know, Adonis is like, well, I wanted you to train me, and he's like, I can't do some of that stuff no more, you know? Which is fine. Like, that makes perfect sense. You know, this is 10 years after Rocky Balboa, but did I want to see it? I didn't. You know, I wanted to have this image of just Rocky, you know, living out the rest of his life as a happy person. And in this film, Paulie is dead. His son has moved away. He has nobody. So we start off Creed with Rocky in a bad place. And I just didn't like it that they did that. It made sense in the film. They covered it very well in the film. It made realistic sense. But did I want to see it? I didn't want to see it. And this is, again, my opinion, you know. A lot of people in there were like, oh, no, like, it was fine. Like, you know, that was the next step for Rocky. That's probably how it would have went. Well, yeah, but, you know, why tamper with the perfect ending? And they did tamper with it. And now we have Rocky Balboa peaks, and then Creed comes out. Rocky's at a low point, and there was no way for him to get back to where he was at the end of Balboa. And we have no idea now how this character is going to turn out. We didn't have any idea at the end of Balboa, but we knew he was in a good place. We don't know he's in a good place now. I mean, at the top of the stairs, he's like, oh, my past life looks really good. Cut the camera. A year later, he could be dead, you know. So it's hard for me as a Rocky fan, and I'm sure it's shocking some of you, but this is a spin-off film. This is, to me, and Sylvester Stallone has said it many times, this is a spin-off of the Rocky series. When people ask me, what's the order of your Rocky movies, like from least favorite to favorite or favorite to least favorite, and when I give them that list, I don't put Creed on that list because it is a spin-off film. Like, I understand it takes place in the Rocky universe, but I can't put Creed on that list. Yeah, like, as far as a good movie goes, I put it up there with Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky Balboa. I would put Creed in, lump in with those three films as a good film. But I can't put it in with the Rocky saga, and that's just my opinion. That's why it's very conflicted. Like I said, I give it, you know, a 9 out of 10 film. I mean, that's a great rating. It's a great film, and you know what? It did so many things better than Rocky Balboa. Stallone directed Rocky Balboa, Ryan Coogler directed Creed. I thought Creed was a better directed film. I thought the boxing match was better in Creed. than Rocky Balboa, so that's two things that Creed had over Rocky Balboa. I even thought the acting was slightly better in Creed than Rocky Balboa. Maybe a couple lines, very small lines where maybe he could have done a little bit better, but really he played the same character. So, but let's just say we give it to Creed. That's three things that Creed had over Rocky Balboa. Which film do I like better? Rocky Balboa, hands down. Hands down. And again, that movie is about Rocky. Creed is not about Rocky. Creed is about Adonis Creed, and Rocky is a supporting character. But again, it's a spin-off. So in conclusion, yes, did I like Creed? Yes, I liked Creed. It was a good film. Did I like Creed as a Rocky film? Yes and no. I still wish they wouldn't have made it, honestly. Having the film, does it hurt the franchise? No, not at all. It doesn't hurt the franchise at all. But to me, the perfect ending has now been gone, taken away. The perfect ending has been taken. That's another, that's why I kind of don't want to rank it with the Rocky films, because I want to remember that perfect ending of the Rocky series with the end of Rocky Balboa, where he says goodbye to Adrian and walks off in the distance. And that was perfect. And now we had this movie, and it ends on a question. If they don't do another movie, we just don't know. So it's kind of like up in the air. Well, yeah, he's fighting cancer, but does he beat it? Who knows? If they make another one, I fear that they're going to kill off that character. And it might be the best dramatic acting that Sylvester Stallone has ever done in like his death scene. It might be the most powerful scene in the entire series, but I don't want to see it. I don't want that to be the case. So anyway, thanks for watching, and in the comments tell me what your thoughts are on the movie Creed, and if you agree or disagree with any of my points. It's all opinion. So alright guys, thank you again, and take care.